What's up, guys? It's Meg, and it's that time of the week again where we get to talk about the latest Fear the Walking Dead episode. I almost said issue. This is season 2, episode 5? Shit. I think it's episode number 5. I can't remember. It's called Captive. What did you guys think of the episode? We have Daniel hearing voices. We have Alex is back with crazy frizzy hair. Where did that come from? We had so much going on in this episode, and I'm still not even sure that I liked it. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Why do I keep saying that? Every time I say let me know what you guys thought, I say in the comics. Can't talk today, you guys. Okay, so the episode starts out, Connor is still, not Connor, excuse me, Reed, Jesse McCartney. Jesse McCartney did not age very well. I'm sorry. I remember that there was a time where I was like, he's kind of cute, you know? I mean, I was never like into him or anything, but you know, he was cute when he was younger. Now he looks weird. He's like got that like baby face that grew up, but like, his face didn't change, but everything else changed. It's weird. I don't know. It was weird. Anyways, he was a good actor. I appreciated his acting in this episode, especially when he was in a lot of pain, when Daniel was giving him medical attention while gleaning information from him. I love Daniel. He's like him and Nick are like the driving force of the show right now. They are like the reasons that I keep watching. I forgot where I was going with there. I went on a tangent for a second. Shit. Can't remember what I was gonna say about that. His acting. Okay. I got it. Jesse McCartney's acting. I loved the realness of him being in pain when Daniel put the whatever he was putting on the wound and it stung really bad, and like he's like sweating and the spit's flying and he's like screaming in pain. That was really good. And he had like drool hanging out of his mouth. I love that. I love it when it feels real, when these actors are like so good at what they're doing, where you're like, that really hurts. I can feel it. I can feel your pain right now. That's really good acting. And I definitely liked Daniel in this portion of it, because he's not torturing. Like, I thought, oh man, he's like giving that little pole a twist there to, you know, get him to say what he wants, but he's not. He's like just letting him talk, and everything that Reed is saying is helpful to Daniel, and Daniel is able to glean information this way without actually like torturing him or hurting him worse. So moving right along from that, we find out from Strand, and is his friend's name Louise? I think it's Louise. They're talking, they're speaking in Spanish right in front of Daniel, and they're talking about price per head. They only paid for 2 people to get into Mexico. Obviously this is going to become an issue. They've mentioned it. Daniel has heard it. He hasn't said anything, but he's heard it. He knows what's up, and there's definitely going to be a problem here, and that is leading up to this next episode, which we see in the previews. Some shit's gonna go down, but we find out that, and then we see Madison. I want to love her, but most of the time I cannot stand her. She is driving me crazy, and she's still, after everything that they've seen so far, and they've seen a lot, and their kids, the kids, they're not even really kids, have seen a lot and have been through a lot and have survived and are learning how to fight and be in this world. And she's still treating them like little kids and still, you know, acting like they can't make decisions for themselves. And isn't Nick supposed to be like 18 at least in this show? And she's still being like, no, you are not going at all when he wants to help. And it's just, I know it's a mother thing. I'm a mom. I feel like I would probably do the same thing. I would like to think that I would treat my kids, if they were as old as her kids are, as adults in that kind of situation, but I imagine that I might be the same way. That doesn't take away any of my annoyance with her, though. I would be annoyed with myself if I was acting that way. I want to like her, but this thing where she's constantly, the stuff she says to Strand about, you know, don't come in between me and my son, and Daniel is trying to convince her that, you know, we need all hands on deck. We need everyone if we're going to get Alicia and Travis back. We need everyone to fight and to do, and she flat out is like, no way. And it's just, that like like stubbornness is really annoying to me. And I feel like half the time I kind of like her and most of the time I don't like her. So I don't know. I liked Alicia in this episode. I mean, she's by herself and she's trying to come up with a plan, and she's on this boat in this shipyard and they're not even in the water. And she is amongst strangers, and you can see her that moment where she's sitting down like to the stake, and she is trying to like get a feel for everything and take in her surroundings, and you can see her mind working, and you know, when she is trying to when she is with Jack and they're talking about, you know, how they find ships to take over, and she steals something out of his pocket. You know, she is being resourceful and using her leverage with Jack to her advantage here, and I liked seeing that. I liked definitely really like her character just in general. I think that she is, you know, at first we were like, is she really trusting this dude? Like, you know, what's going on here? And I thought for a moment that they might have Jack actually like join the cast, like maybe she would say come with me at the end, but she didn't do that, which is fine with me. I don't care either way. But I thought for a moment, you know, there could be something there between them. You know, maybe she's not entirely acting here. We know that she really liked talking to him on the radio before she knew what he was doing. So, you know, there were a small amount of feelings there involved, but I liked seeing her doing what she had to do, coming up with a plan to get herself out of there and to get Travis out of there as well. We see Alex. Alex is back. I'm just like super confused. Like, that girl, can I get that flat iron that she uses? Because what the fuck? I'm sorry, but did you see her hair in Flight 462? She had like straight hair. There was like no curl to it. I'm so confused. But I mean, for real, can I figure out what flat iron they used for her hair? Because damn, I thought she was wearing a wig. I was just, and it was, I get it. Like, trust me, my hair would be insane if I couldn't blow dry it or if I couldn't flat iron it or whatever. Like, if I was in the apocalypse, I'd be like really ugly, I'm sure. So I get the trying to show that, you know, she can't do anything with her hair. Her hair is wild. But it was so comical that it took away, like, it honestly took the conversation. She's having a serious conversation. When we see her come down and Travis sees her, and then it breaks for commercial, okay? And then the commercial break is over, and we're immediately interrupting this conversation that she's already having with Travis, and she's describing you know, what she had to do to essentially kill Jake, the boy from the airplane, and how awful it was, you know, to have to put him down, and especially when she didn't even have anything to do it quickly, okay? But all of that was like a side note to my focus on her hair, and I was so confused. And maybe that's just me being weird, but it really threw me for a loop, and I thought that it was like a bit over the top. Did you guys think it was over the top? I mean, I literally laughed. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? How is that her hair? It didn't even look, I don't know. It was weird, and it took away, like, it detracted from the serious conversation that they were having. And so I thought that was like really lame. I don't know. It was weird. And it just weird in general. And it totally threw me for a loop that she was so angry with Travis because Travis put them in the boat. And I guess I didn't really catch on to that portion of the conversation when it was happening, you know, back when Travis was saying they can stay in the raft, they can stay in the raft. I was thinking that it was like either they don't come at all or they're in the raft, and that's what he was doing. But we find out, you know, in reality, the reason he said, oh no, they can be in the raft, was because he was afraid to let Jake come on board when he was going to turn, and it was, you know, it could hurt his family. And I didn't really catch on to that, but that was how Alex saw it. And now, you know, this whole conversation is like, but I asked for you. And you're like, dun dun dun, is she gonna torture him? What? And then nothing ever came of that. And then Travis escapes, and Alex is somewhere on the damn boat, and she's left with Jack and the pregnant chick, and I don't know who else is alive, but a bunch of them got bit by Walker Reed. So I don't know, is that the last we'll ever see of Alex, or is she gonna be like a villain here. I mean, it's so weird, and I don't know, you know, the expectation was that she would become a part of the cast, and I really liked her on Flight 462, and I really liked her when she was, you know, interacting with our group on the sand dunes, you know, on the beach, and when she was in the raft, you just felt awful when she was left behind, and then she comes back and she's like very angry, and she looks like she could like kill you. So but I'm really hoping that's not the last we'll ever see of her. That's what's so disappointing, is it's like that's the direction that they decided to go with her character, and now is she done? I mean, is that it? I kind of hope it's not it. I liked her, even though it was weird at the end. Moving right along to try and make this not a super long review, which it already is. Oh man, it's already over like 15 minutes, shit. So Alicia convinces Jack to help her, and they come up with a plan, and little does she know that her family is actually still on the yacht coming to rescue her. She almost ruins the whole damn thing by sneaking away before she finds out that her family's still on the yacht. So I was like really scared for a moment there that she was gonna be gone and they weren't gonna find her, and it was gonna be this whole big thing. But that last moment where she escapes, you know, she sees her family down there, and her you know, Madison is coming for her, and she just like slides off the end of the ship. That was awesome. And she leaves Jack, and Jack's like, but we were going to be together forever. And he's all like, I thought we were gonna leave, and he seems so confused about this that I almost felt bad for him for a second there. I loved that they used Walker Reed as a decoy, straight like something from the Walking Dead comics here. I loved it. I love that Daniel came up with that, and at the end, you know, the surprise factor and the fact that Madison was able to pull it off, was really pissed off at her for not using her gun. It was just annoying. I mean, especially when it came down to it, and it was like she didn't have to use it right away when she still had Reed, and she was worried because she didn't see Alicia. But I mean, when the guy's been bit and he's running at you, can you not pull the gun out of your pants and like at least try and shoot it? I mean, I'm sure she's not that great of a shot, but still, dude, like I'm pretty sure she forgot it was even there. Well, let's back up just a minute here and talk about Daniel hearing voices. Now, I've only seen this episode once, so I missed, because you know me, sometimes I talk during that, but I never talk during the episode. What are you talking about? Sometimes I talk during the episode and I miss shit. So I missed, because I was trying to say something to my mother, I missed what the voice said the first time when Daniel heard it. And then I looked, and then he hears this voice say like, take the gun, and it's when he's putting the bag over Reed's head. So my first initial thought is that he's having some sort of flashback to maybe the first time he ever had to torture someone, or maybe the first time he ever had to kill someone. We know that he was an interrogator. He had this whole other life that we don't really know much about, but you know, he probably has done that more than once, put a bag over someone's head, shot him in the head, whatever. And he hears this voice like clear as day, take the gun. And it was very weird for me, because we've seen him torture the soldier back in season 1. There were no voices there, and he was like full on torture. So you would think that if he was the type of guy to hear voices, that he would have heard it back, like something doing that would have jogged his memory. But for whatever reason, putting the bag over Reed's head did something to him. And now I'm crossing my fingers that he's not gonna like start hearing voices or weird things happening there. It was just, it seemed kind of out of place here, where we haven't been building up to, Daniel seems like a very sane man. He seems very capable and smart, and he does not seem like someone who would hear voices in his head. And so I don't know how I feel about all of a sudden they're like, surprise, Daniel hears voices. I guess we'll have to see where it goes from here, but I'm really hoping they don't decide to make him like start going crazy or something, or start hearing voices all the time, because I don't like the thought of that at all. I like Daniel the way he is. I'm okay with him evolving and changing and adapting, but that is just really weird. So I don't know. I hope they don't do anything weird with that moving forward. And that is it. I mean, then we make it to the end of the episode. The family is back together and they're going back to the yacht and everything seems fine. Now they just have to be able to get into Mexico, and we know that that is going to be the big issue here, is will they or won't they be able to cross the border, because there are way more than just 2 that were paid for. In the promo for next week's episode, we see them all hiding below deck, and then we hear gunshots, and I mean, we have Louise and Strand upstairs. So are they the ones firing the gun, or the Border Patrol people firing the gun? I don't know what's going on. What do you guys think is gonna happen in the next episode? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or are you still kind of like, nah, watch it because I have to? And I will see you guys next time on Sunday with my reaction videos for Game of Thrones and Fear the Walking Dead. Hope you guys have a great night. Bye.